right, time to feed these these hungry, these hungry Steam Deck fans. Okay, Chris, what you got for these people? Talk. All right, let's do this. Hello, people. Good morning. Another beautiful day. Yeah. Hope your five senses work, health, and strength is good. What? And to you Steam Deck fans with your FSRs. Anyway, Steam Deck Tribe, Steam Deck Nation, Steam Deck Universe, Steam Deck World, Steam Deck Legion, what's up? Steam Deck Mob, yeah, what's good? And the Steam Deck Squad. Alright, look, what do we got for you people today? What do we got? Got three nice little articles with some videos. I'll put all the video links in the description box. This from Gaming on Linux. Talking about here, we got Sonic Frontier, and then we got Proton GE, and 739, and what's other art here? Then we got another article on the Steam Deck. So that's three. Anyway, let's do this. It says here, surprisingly, most people use the Steam Deck as a handheld. It says recently I ran into two different polls. I found out how people with a Steam Deck use the device, or if they didn't much, and the results are out now. The key thing about the Steam Deck is that while it is a handheld, it is also a full Linux PC with a desktop mode. Many docks are available for it from different brands now, and even the optical docking station from Valve is out and has seen for about a month now. So I was keen to find out what percentage of people actually use it, mainly docked, partly also because I use now the vast majority of my time with it docked. Turned out not a whole lot of people do. And it shows 4,000 people. It says docked 2%, both docked and undocked 50%. Then it says not as much 5%. Then then they go from there. It says while on our Twitter from over 1,000 vote paint a very similar picture. It says handheld 70.9%, docked 4.9%. 50-50 both, that's 14%, and then says not using it much is 10.2%, and that's out of 1,092 votes. It says, what a shock, over 70% of people using a handheld use it as a handheld. I know it's not breaking news, but I found it interesting because for much I use it docked myself, and how I've seen a lot of comments of others doing the same. Turns out though it is really small amount of people overall. It says here, I suppose it didn't help that the dock experience wasn't great at release, and it still has plenty of issues now. Like I note in my articles on the official docking station, not always displaying my TV. Says here, another bit I wanted to highlight. It was really interesting comments on GOL YouTube channel about this from user Mechanical Monk, which I can't link to, as the original poll was removed to add an extra missed option. Anyway, says here they mentioned that people buying the Switch would have done so anyway because it's Nintendo and many people use it exclusively docked, as it just happens to be a handheld, although there is the newer handheld only Lite. On the other hand, people who have been far less likely to buy the Steam Deck if it wasn't a handheld, so it's favored. That just an interesting thought. I mean, look, when it comes to the Steam Deck, you have the option. You have the option to play it docked or undocked. That's the option you have. So to me, and most people that play it undocked probably use the dock. Probably will end up getting a docking station. as time goes on. So to me, the poll doesn't. This poll didn't show. Is not saying much, because they did say it was a handheld and it's a portable PC, and they weren't trying to compete against Linux. So people have the option. People have the option to play the Steam Deck portable or dock. It's their choice. Anyway, all right. Next article here. It's talking about Proton GE here. It says here, got a YouTube video too. Got some updates. It says here, GE Proton 7 through 39 release improving Overwatch 2 for Steam Deck and Linux. GE Proton is the community main version of Windows compatibility layer. Proton not endorsed by Valve, but it can get more games running on Steam Deck and Linux desktop. It says a new release version of GE Proton 739 is out now, and here are the lists. It says here are the change highlights: Proton Wine update to latest bleeding edge, DXVK update to Git, VKD3D Proton update to Git, Overwatch 2 freeze fix add may help other games. It says pull in upstream Proton Navipy fixes, enable game drive option to ES Elder Scrolls Online by default. And it says Mono update to 7.4.0. No longer require Proton fix remove for Sonic Adventure 2, Far Cry, EAC, and Origins. Thanks to Bit Wolfies. It says here, for those curious on how to set up Overwatch 2 on Steam Deck, I did cover that before using the Bottle app. Both, I will leave that link in the description box. It says, but since GE Proton has some fix in this release and the previous GE Proton release, here's a video guide on how to do Battle.net and Overwatch directly through Steam. We'll leave that link, and then here are some more updates. Text guide. It says download Proton Qt from Discover, install GE Proton 7 through 39 from Proton Up, close and reload Steam, download the Battle.net launcher. Oh, this for Overwatch. It says here, add the Battle.net installer in Steam and add button left non-Steam game selected from the list in our download folder, and then it says in parentheses, select all files from the bottom of the file picker to see it. Then it says right click on it in Steam, go to properties and select compatibility, tick the box and select GE Proton 7-39. It says install it and then remove the shortcut. Add a new shortcut to install Battle.net launcher exe file, against shutting the compatibility on it to GE 7-39. Now you're done. You can load it and install or anything else from Battle.net. Run it and inside Steam directly without another app like Bottles or Lutris. And that's it. So Overwatch on Linux and the Steam Deck. You got some new updates. Plus you can also install the Battle.net launcher. I will leave that link in the description box. So plus the video. Okay, here's the other one. One more article here. This is about Sonic Frontier. It says Sonic Frontier works on Steam Deck and Linux desktop, although it has issues. They will take care of that. But anyway, Valve will take care of it. It says here, Sonic Frontier is a big new release on Steam from Sega, and it does work out of the box on Steam Deck, although it has certain issues. For starters, I noticed that unless I limit to 30 FPS in the game settings, the lighting would flicker and be unplayable. Searching through, I am not the only one that saw this, although some were lucky and did not. Hopefully either a game update or a Proton update will eventually fix it for everyone. Shadows can be problematic as well. Keeping that setting on low solve any issues, there too, Valve has marked it as unsupported for now, but it does work. And then it says, using the latest GE Proton, it also remains mostly smooth with the DXVK underscore async settings. Here's a video look. I will leave that link in the description box too. It says, as for desktop Linux, it seems to be better there with an NVIDIA GPU on max settings, and that means they can enjoy that deep learning anti-aliasing too. Anyway, it says it definitely doesn't stick to 60 FPS even with my 2080 Ti and a Ryzen 7 5800X with plenty of drops down here and there at 1080p depending on what you're doing. But overall, it remains somewhat smooth. Then it says here, the lighting issues at 60 FPS still seems to be present, but at times it can be easy to miss. When running around, you can see a brick flick between lights and dark that doesn't happen often, whereas on deck, the flickering of light is constant unless in 30 FPS. And then it says here, seems like overall it needs a fair bit more optimization. A game like this performing like it doesn't seems right. Playable and seems quite fun actually, but performance is an issue, as are graphical issues note, especially so on Steam Deck. So in a nutshell, Sonic Frontier needs some updates. You know, it needs some updates. It runs good at 30 FPS, but 60 FPS is the issue. So Sega and Valve are gonna have to come up with some updates for Sonic Frontier. And good thing Valve opened a line of communications, so you can send your concerns and problems you have with Sonic Frontier on the Steam Deck and Linux desktop to Valve, so they can come up with an update to fix the issues. But the problem with Sonic is in the 60 FPS area. That's where the problem lies. So an update should be coming in probably next week or in a couple of days. But always send your feedback to Valve when it comes to this game. But far as Sonic goes, you got to give Sega their props, because they have been consistent when it comes to Sonic. I don't think they have ever made a Sonic RPG, but they have always been consistent with Sonic. They have so many different versions, from Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, to Sonic Spinball, to Sonic Racing, Sonic Generation, all kind of Sonic games. Sega has been consistent, but they have tried a lot of areas with Sonic, but the open world now was the way to go. We got kind of a taste of it when you were playing Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast, when you had that like little open world like running through the train station. But this was the direction evidently they were going to go in. So open world now is the best place to keep Sonic now, because you have tried all avenue in the two-dimensional world and side-scrolling world. You've tried that and you were limited. So now when you go to open world, you have more options. And as far as the Overwatch goes, I will leave that link on how to install it. Install Battle.net, on your Steam Deck so you can play it, and go on from there. But Blizzard will be coming out with some update for it, and Valve will always update the Steam Deck with with new updates within Steam OS. So I'll keep you guys posted on it. But so far so good. The Steam Deck is doing well. Some people, for it's like the 70% of people using it in handheld mode, they already got it. A majority of them already have a desktop at home. So the dock they'll eventually get, but right now they're just happy that they have a portable PC that they can take anywhere on the go with them. They don't have to sit in front of a desktop and just be like a horse with blinders on. Now they got a handheld where they can take it on the go with them and just play their games, whether on the bus, the train, plane, park, even grocery store. When you're standing in line or something. So, the Steam Deck, in handheld mode is great. Now, when it comes to but when it comes to desktop, people already got a desktop already. Desktop. The dock, they'll get it, but right now they're just happy with the Steam Deck as a handheld and what they're seeing. So yeah. But more updates will be coming. More games will be coming. Today is November the 8th. Today's the 8th, so Miles Morales is around the corner. Oh yeah, more games to come, man. More updates. So Valve got you guys covered. Then the Proton community got you covered too, and the Linux community got you covered too. So more updates will be coming, man, and keep the ball moving with the Steam Deck. But right now, a majority of PC gamers that play games on a desktop, they're happy now. They're happy now that they got a handheld that they can take with them on the go, man. And I think that's why the survey that they took with the polls, where it shows 70% of people had it in handheld mode. Those were all PC gamers, man, and PlayStation. So yeah, but I think as time goes on and these updates keep coming in with the Steam Deck, the dock users user base will go up, and portable too. But like I said, man, so far so good, man. The Steam Deck is legit, man. When they came out with this thing, and I'm sitting here watching it, reading all these articles and watching these videos and seeing how this thing does, and it's like, I'm like, wow, okay, time to get one. Yeah. So people love it. People love it, man. People love that handheld. And there's a Steam Deck website on social media where people make crazy videos, and they show taking different pictures of like where they take their Steam Decks and stuff, man. Yeah. Valve nailed it, man. But there's more games to come, man. When Miles Morales come, I'll keep you posted. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris.